If you want to sell a supermarket standard liquid soap, this video is for you. Pour in some amount of water into a bowl. Then you add 750 grams of soda ash. Remember, your water should always go before your recipe. The more water you add, the quicker it dissolves. And if you cannot afford 750 grams of soda ash, use 500 grams. It will still give you good result. Trust me on this. You set that aside, and in another container, you pour in water again. Remember, your water first. Then you add 75 grams of caustic soda. Another alternative is that you can use between 75 grams to 120 grams of caustic soda. Reason why I am giving you alternative, I will come back to that. In another empty container, you pour in some amount of water. Then you add your 250 grams of SLS. SLS is like rice. See, you don't need to start measuring your water. Just pour in good amounts and make sure that you are not using all your water for soaking. No. If you notice that this recipe is different from the ones I have taught you in the past, everything will still give you good result, but I'm just trying to teach you something different. Supermarket standard, like it will be thick. Once you mix that together, you set it aside. In another container, you add in some amount of water with your 250 grams of STPP. In total, to mix my recipe, I have used 10 liters of water, and we are trying to achieve 50 liters production of thick multi-purpose liquid soap. My main purpose of teaching you this liquid soap is to encourage some of you to go into one business or the other. You can even be selling it for souvenir. Now let's go into the major production. Now you add in good amount of water into your production bowl. I'm talking about good amount of water. If you know that you don't want your water to go first, add your recipe first, then you put small water. You continue mixing with small water till you pour in the rest. But this method is the best. I divided the remaining 40 liters into two, and I pour 20 liters first with 250 grams of Nutrosol. Listen to that part again. You see this Nutrosol, do not do the mistake of soaking it like the rest. It is not a soakable agent. Don't do that mistake. Once you are done pouring it into the water, make sure that you use your spatula, your omorogun, or your turning stick to turn it very well. Then you go ahead and add the remaining water. Pour everything inside and trust the process. Now, immediately after watching this video, I want you to go online and search the purpose most of this recipe. Just like caustic soda. Caustic soda will help you remove oil and dirt from your dishes. This is the part where you pour in the dissolved caustic soda. Now, the reason why I have been giving you all this alternative is so you can have the privilege to play around how mild or sharp you want your production result to be. The next dissolved recipe that goes into the production is your dissolved soda ash. Most of you might be wondering, why not just pour all the recipe into your production bath? It is because if you don't soak the soakable agent, it is going to form lumps at the end of your production. Also, always stir your production as you are mixing things. Stir very well. Now we are going in with our dissolved SLS. You pour it in generously, just like this. Stir again. After pouring anything in, ensure you always stir. It is very, very important. If you follow my step-by-step instruction, you will be happy at the end of your production. So the next recipe coming in is your dissolved STPP. See, listen to me. If you follow my instruction, even if you end up buying fake recipe, I will tell you how to adjust it before the end of this video. The next recipe we'll be mixing is our 500 grams of Tezapon mixed with sulfonic acid. At the end, we'll be using 1.5 kg of sulfonic acid, but because I have already poured my Tezapon into a small bowl, so I won't be mixing it with all the sulfonic acid. But if it is your turn to do it, make sure you pour your Tezapon into a very big container and pour all your 1.5 kg of sulfonic acid. I hope you understand that part. Then you pour it into your production and continue to mix. Because I did not use all the sulfonic acid to mix the Tezapon, so I will end up pouring the remaining of the sulfonic acid into the production. Most of you are very fond of going to where they sell recipe, and you will tell them that give me 10 liters of liquid soap, give me 15-liter recipe. If it has been working for you, then that is fine. But remember the day that one thing will go wrong. How will you be able to adjust it since you don't even know what you are buying? Talk more of the function. So you stir and stir and stir the way I have been stirring. Foam booster is the next recipe going in 250 ml. Just as an alternative again, you can use between 250 ml to 1.5 kg depending on how you want your production to foam. Then the next is our fragrance. 25 to 50 ml of fragrance is fine depending on how you want it to scent. Be in charge of your production. That is what I am teaching you. 50 grams of methyl paraben. Methyl paraben is a preservative. Is what I am mixing in the dissolve. It is not mandatory for you to dissolve it, but I prefer dissolving my coloring. Use a coloring that is in the market. Don't use coloring that will be old. Use something that is very, very flashy, something that when people see it they want to buy. but start by using little amount of coloring because you don't want your production to be looking somehow as well. If you are not satisfied with the color you are getting, you cannot add more coloring to it. The result your production gives you most time depend on the quality of your recipe, so always buy your recipe where they are selling original. But if you end up buying a recipe that is not good enough, keep calm. Let's say your production comes out watery, take some amount of salt, dissolve it in some amount of water, add a bit of coloring and pour it into your production. It will become thick, but don't forget the coloring to add, and it must be after 24 to 48 hours. Now after 24 hours, this is the result we got. Please don't cover your production. You can cover it halfway, and this one I actually left it outside because of the plastic. If you have watched this video till this part and you are yet to type my thank you in the comment section, that is not encouraging enough, because Yoruba people will say that kusheba ilo moriwu. You see your liquid soap, be in charge of your production. If it comes out too thick, you can add water step by step to get the consistency you want. Now where is my thank you in the comment section, and bye.